Welcome to another session at Building Your Own Proton Pack. This is the GitHub of where we got our code from. We've modified it, but at least we're going to go over buying the parts today, what we need and what we should use. So, if you use a spirit pack, you can print your own. He did an 83%. He did it for his kit. Starting, we're going to need the brain, which is the nano. This is the nano. I love Banggood. They're super cheap. They take 2-3 weeks to come in sometimes, but if you're willing to order them up in advance, you can use eBay or Crappy or Amazon. Amazon has them on, but these are just a little bit cheaper. So, and we're going to run it on a calculator too, so we can get a total idea of what the price is going to be. So we only need one nano, so we're going to be, let's just say, $4. I like these IO shields. They're wonderful, and if you get more than one, you can use these headers, solder all the connections together, and you can get a ground and power rail, so you can put all your grounds and power and rails on the same thing. We did this on Jason's, and it worked wonderfully. They're $1.88 a piece, so let's add our $2 in there. From the brain, we're going to need sounds. So for the sounds, we're going to use the Adafruit FX soundboard. On Amazon, this is the most expensive part. It's $26.63 with Prime, so $27. Most expensive part, but it's really the heart of everything. I said too much of that. 4, 0, 0, plus 2, 0, 2, plus 27. So we're at 33. From there, we're going to need power. What he used was this 2200 milliamp hour 25C11 volt LiPo. But with LiPos, you're going to need a balance charger. You can't just charge them from a wall. So there's a challenge there. You can use a car battery. There's also the possibility of using just a 5-volt drum pack as long as your amplifier is just a Bluetooth speaker. You can do that too. If you're going to go big though, we're going to do we're going to use a LiPo. To balance that, you can't plug 11 volts into your nano without frying it. So, to compensate for that, we're going to use something called a buck converter. It takes your It takes power in and gives you power out. Now, the power in will be, anywhere up to 22 volts, and the power out, then you spin the spot for less or more, and you can regulate it to 5 volts, because that's what we're going to put on. So we'll need a voltmeter to test to see, before we hook up this to anything else. Input, output. Do not reverse positive and negative terminals, and do not use without light load 10% power. You can step down or you can step up. So these are really handy. You get 5 of them for $8. It's a heck of a deal. So I'm just giving them away. So remember that one. So after that is going to be switches. So we can toggle our sounds and everything else. This is Amazon. You get 10 pieces. You want to find the smallest ones possible, and that is from this edge here to this edge here, because when you put them in the spirit one, they barely fit. You'll need one push button, so you can get one, you can get 10, you can get a bunch of them. 10 pieces, $6.99. We should be adding this into our thing, right? So let's say $19. Plus 9 for the buck converters. the switches and 7 for the switches. Alright. Banggood has them as well. You can get 10 of them for $3, but like I said, it takes 2 weeks to come in. So you can go that route as well. Now, this is an amplifier. It runs off 12 volts. Let's see if I can get the 2 center posts are positive and negative, and then the 2 outside posts are for speakers. You can just use whatever speakers you can get your hands on. It can be old surround sound systems, whatever. Jason has this one, and they do run off 5 volts, all the way up to 24 volts. So you could actually use this amplifier with a 5-volt jump pack for charging the cell phone. And it won't push out as hard, but it'll still work. You get left and right channels, and it's not a terrible amp. And then we can plug right into it via an aux cable. And you can get aux cables at the dollar store or Dollar Tree for $1, and USB cables to cut off the connectors for $1. So these are going to be the neopixels we're going to use inside the wand. They come in strips of 10. We're going to just strip off 4 of them, and these are the hardest ones to solder because the pads are small, as you can see here. So we're going for more of a bunch together option. So here is a 5-cell. We can use this with a power cell. We can put this in the gun, and it just has positive, negative data in, and then probably the recipient data out on the backside. That's a 5-cell. There's also a bigger one. This one's for power cell. We put 2 of them stacked together, because you can do data in, data out, and just stack them right next to each other, solder them up, and you have 10 LEDs for it. And you have an extra one in case you screw it up. And it's a whole $5. So, and that's for 3 of them. So let's add that $5 in. So it's $2 for these. And our amplifier, which was, let's just say 7. Now, I'm going to hold off on the second on these, because there's just a few other options. You also can get this piece, which just has 7 on them. This is what he used in the code. And we can daisy chain these together just the same, and you can put these as power cell lights. And they were really good. And it's a whole $9 for 5 of them. Or if you're going to build a few, I think they just doubled the price. You can get 10 pieces. So let's say 9. Add this in. I think I'll choose those for those. And then there's also these 4-cell ones. You get 10 pieces for $13. It's a little bit cheaper if you're building like 2 packs. I believe they sell them in 5 as well. I don't know. Yeah. 3 pieces. I think I bought them in 5 before, but I don't remember. I use these in Jason's pack, and they work well. They solder easy. Pads are good enough. Oh, and they're under restocking, so I guess this would be an option. So here, put that 9 in. That's how we're going to put that one in. And that is all the pieces. with our grand total, we're ranging right around $100, and that is using a LiPo with buck converters and an amplifier, and you finding your own speakers. But that's all the parts you need, other than wire, which you can just use speaker wire or anything else you find. Alright, we'll go back to what he had. The Nano, 2 power converters, soundboard, audio amp, which you can use what he has as well, small speakers, NeoPixels, 1 joule for the end of the wand, 4 for the cyclotron, which you're getting, I believe, 5 of those, and then 2 8 NeoPixel light sticks, and then 4 toggle switch, 1 button, and 11 quick glow LiPo. This is for if you wanted to make the bar graph work, where you're going to need LEDs, some resistors, and a multiplexer. And this is what a multiplexer is. It just breaks out you put 3-point volts, ground, SDA and SCL, which comes from A4 and A5. You just hook those into A4 and A5, and you'll have to edit the code a little bit, but of course I'll have it done as well. And you can get 16 outputs that will run LEDs off and down. And then you can put multiples on here, but we're only going to use the one. But you'll just have to run 2 more wires than what's in the normal tutorial. And then that's the base of everything. So, Arduino. There's one with graph, I believe he's already done that, but for the code, it's going to be a little bit complicated, but it's not too bad. So the main points you want to pay attention to is your power cell LED count, power cell off index, C1 through C4, vent start and end. These will tell you where you're going to wire everything and where you're going to wire the sound effects board. I will go into detail on how to do this later. So that is all for this time.